Reigning sixth man of the year, Lou Williams, who is a guard for the Los Angeles Clippers. He's probably had as tumultuous and crazy a week he's had probably in his professional career. Lou don't like this kind of drama. So to make a long story less long, Lou Williams is with his Los Angeles Clippers team in the bubble in Orlando. And unfortunately, Lou Williams found out that a father figure in his life has passed away. So obviously, Lou Williams at that time asked the NBA, yo, this is unfortunate and rare circumstances. Can I leave the bubble and go pay my last respects to a gentleman who's like a father figure in my life? The NBA allows Lou Williams, after I think he dropped like 26 in the scrimmage that the Clippers had. He ends up flying right out of Orlando in the bubble, and he goes to Atlanta to pay his last respects. Now, before he pays his last respects to the gentleman who's like a father figure to him, God rest her dead, Lou Williams made a pit stop in one of Atlanta's more infamous strip clubs, Magic City. Apparently, it's one of Lou Williams' favorite restaurants. He has a dish named after him. I believe it's like there's Sweet Lou wings or something like that. It's a sauce or flavor on some wings. So Lou Williams went to one of his favorite spots. He popped in, got some chicken, maybe enjoyed some strippers. I don't know. The reason why this is even a story is because a rapper by the name of Jack Harlow, if you don't know who the heck Jack Harlow is, I promise you've heard his record. It was the #1 in the record a couple weeks ago. It's the What's Poppin', brand new whip, just hopped in. Jack Harlow posted a selfie with Lou Williams inside of the Magic City strip club. From there, obviously, NBA circles are talking. The commissioner of the league is talking. Like, yo, Lou, we allowed you to go to a funeral. Why would you go to a strip club, then try to come back to the bubble? You know you weren't going to let everyone know or anyone know that you went to a strip club. The only reason why this is a storyline is because your homie, your boy, put this out in the atmosphere. And from there, the NBA has announced that Lou Williams will have to quarantine for 10 days upon arriving back in the bubble in Orlando. So he will miss a couple of the Clippers games. They are fighting for seeding. Technically, the Clippers, if they won out and the Lakers pretty much lost all of their games, they could technically still get the #1 seed. That's unlikely, but the Clippers are still in the fight to keep their 2 seed in the Western Conference. Lou Williams will miss a couple of those games because he will now have to sit out 10 days due to that quarantine violation. Had he just came back from Atlanta and went straight into the bubble in Orlando, typically he would have had to stay in a quarantine for 4 days, which would have allowed him to be ready for the Clippers' first game as the NBA, the regular season, kicks back underway this Thursday in Orlando. So this is one of those double uploads. This is going to go on my main channel, and this one is going to go on my sports channel as well. Make sure you're following me at FERRO on my sports channel, on my main channel at Mr.Taliaferro. I like videos like this because it allows me to pretty much combine my music and sports backgrounds that I do have. And let's talk Lou Williams. First off, I want to tell y'all who I am. All right, before I get into what Kendrick Perkins of ESPN said, let me tell y'all who I am. I am not a former NBA player. All right, I'm 5'8", 5'9", 5'10", soaking wet, depending on what kind of shoes I got on. I'm not an NBA player. I'm not a former NBA player. When Kendrick Perkins talks about the game of basketball, he's lived it. I have not lived it. But the life as a journalist, which is what Kendrick Perkins is trying to become, an analyst / journalist, giving his perspective and opinion, he's coming into my world. Again, there are things that I just can't talk about that Kendrick Perkins, as a veteran in the NBA, he's got it. Lou Williams got it. Any former NBA player got it. I gotta shut up. Because I didn't play that game at an elite level. But when you come into my world, you gotta understand what comes with it. Kendrick Perkins is coming into this world, and he has to understand you cannot save your feelings. Meaning, when I got into the world that I am in right now, I knew I would lose any relationship that I had with an artist, athlete. I get it. It's my job. I make money with people. The people, y'all support me. Y'all pay my bills. Me giving news, reports, highlights. That's how my bills get paid month to month. Athletes, entertainers, musicians, they just so happen to do a skill that we critique on this platform and report on this platform. They don't pay my bills. What they do pays my bills. The people that pay my bills are you watching this video right now. My only allegiance and loyalty is to you. That's why people offer me certain things financial things sometimes, different things, maybe how you want to come to a performance of mine. It's all paid for. I'll give y'all a section of it. I decline a lot of that stuff because I don't want to play those games. Because my allegiance, at the end of the day, a rapper offers me, a trip to get flew out to come see how they living and watch them perform, go to a studio session with them. I'm going to say no unless there's a report coming out of it or a story coming out of it, because I think that rapper would think we're friends. An athlete offers me an opportunity to sit courtside of the game that they're at. I'm going to likely say no because they're going to think a friendship is built. At the end of the day, my loyalty ain't to that athlete or that artist. It's to you. You pay my bills. That was a little bit of backstory. It'll make much more sense in a second here. As let's put on your screen, as Lou Williams got caught with Jack Harlow in Magic City, Kendrick Perkins of ESPN had a critique. He said it's disturbing when a rookie in Zion Williamson, who by the way also left the bubble for a family matter, he said can act more mature than an NBA veteran, Lou Williams. Lou Williams been in the league 15 years. Well, Lou responded to Kendrick Perkins of ESPN. He said 15 years in the business and the most dirt you have on my name is stopping to get hot wings during a pandemic. Perk, shut up and stop laughing and saying it's just TV when you run into me too. Kendrick Perkins went on to respond to Lou Williams and say, you're too small, homeboy. Stay in your lane, little fella. You're hashtag out of my weight class. Let me start by saying this, right? Piggyback off what I said earlier. Kendrick, my brother, you're on the media side of things now. You can't have it both ways. All right, you're talking about artists, athletes. In your situation, you're talking about their lives. You're catching them when they're not in the good graces of the world, right? People are critical of Lil Williams' decision to leave the bubble, not to go visit and pay his last respects to a man that was an influential part of his life, but to go to Magic City, and he didn't have plans on telling anybody that he went there. We're in the middle of a coronavirus pandemic, right? He could have easily contracted the virus at the strip club, came back to the bubble, and infected his teammates or held the entire bubble. Lil Williams could easily be the reason why there is an outbreak in the bubble, end of the season, maybe even put some people's lives in danger. Right? Unlikely, but he could have. Right? And be clear, I'm sure there are other athletes who have gotten excused to leave the bubble for whatever it is. I'm sure they've went and gotten food somewhere, but they were at least smart enough not to let it reach the camera. Not taking those selfies in the club. They were smart enough to not let that thing hit the light of day. You were not. That tells me you really don't give a damn. You really don't care about Kawhi Leonard trying to chase his third championship, back-to-back championships. Paul George trying to get his first illustrious championship. Doc Rivers trying to get his second championship. Hell, Lou Williams, you getting your first damn championship. That's what that tells me. But at the end of the day, that's something personal to Lou. His name has been dragged through the mud over the last 48 hours. He's obviously upset. Kendrick Perkins, you have to understand that people are not going to like you going on to ESPN, the biggest sports provider we got, literally they're the worldwide leader in sports. People are not gonna like you going in front of millions of people saying, yo, you're acting immature. You need to be better than that. A rookie's acting more mature than you. You cannot play both sides of the fence. You are not an NBA player anymore. You are now a member of the media. You can't go around threatening guys when they say, yo, I don't like what you said about me. And if what Lou is saying is true, Kendrick Perkins, you got to stop coming up to these dudes when you see him in traffic, when you see him in the street somewhere, wherever y'all might be, saying, yeah, I'm just doing my job, bro. It ain't nothing personal. What the hell you mean? That is personal to Lou Williams. You talking about something that's impacted his life right now. Was Lou dumb for leaving the bubble? I think so. And going to Magic City? Absolutely. But you have to understand where these athletes are coming from. It's my job to try to see both sides of the thing. I get why Lou don't want to rock with you, Kendrick Perkins, and he don't want you trying to get in his face when you see him at it. Maybe you see him at Magic City in the offseason. You can understand why he don't want no dealers with you when he see you out in public, because you just went on national TV and was critical of him. I understand perfectly why Lou Williams would never want to kick it in a strip club with me, because I'm on this platform, obviously not reaching the millions like ESPN, but I reach a decent amount of people. I'm saying Lou Williams was dead wrong. If he never want to kick it with me, I get it, right? But my loyalty is to the people who support me. Kendrick's got to understand who his loyalty is to now. It's to the people that watch that product that ESPN puts out, not the former athletes or athletes currently. That's your past life now. You are no longer an athlete. You're a former athlete whose job is to critique the daily actions of athletes in a professional way. All right? Lou Williams. I cannot believe Lou Williams still ain't come out and say, you know what, I was wrong. Maybe he did apologize to his teammates, but be clear, Lou Williams was dead wrong. And the connection between Lou Williams and Jack Harlow is simple. And I have the utmost respect. I'm not going to put their names out there. But Lou Williams and Jack Harlow are both managed by the same sisters. All right, I know them. They've given me media access to multiple events in Atlanta, Georgia. They're beautiful queens that are doing their damn thing. I ain't going to put their names out there, but that's the overlap between Lou and Jack Harlow. They're managed by the same people. All right, that is the overlap. That's why Jack Harlow's in the strip club kicking it with Lou Williams. And Jack, the fact that you tried to come out a day or so later and say, yeah, my bad. That was an old picture that I just posted on my Insta story at 4 in the morning. That sounds stupid. You were dumb for that. Lou was at the strip club. He likes the chicken there and probably likes a little bit of the ass there as well. I ain't mad at him. I get it. It's Atlanta. It's the strip club. In Atlanta, the strippers can be new. I get it. I ain't mad at you, bro. And you got a chicken named after you. You got a recipe, a sauce named after you. I get it, bro. I get it. But we're in the middle of a pandemic. And people, I feel like some of these privileged athletes who can't go too much without going to a strip club or whatever, I feel like they're missing a bigger picture here. This is your job, bro. You represent the NBA. Meaning this league that's giving you millions of dollars to dribble a ball. Well, the league needs to be in good standing so guys after you can come behind you and maybe make more money than you did. Because there were guys before you that had to make sacrifices to make the NBA the product that it is today. And when you do that, when you disrespect a guy like Kawhi Leonard, who, by the way, Lou Williams. All right, let me be clear. The reason why people are trying to check back into this product, the reason why the NBA has been in a pretty good spot over the last decade or so, is not because Lou Williams is chasing his first championship. No, it's because guys like LeBron is chasing his 4th championship. Kawhi's chasing his 3rd championship. Back to back. People want to see Kawhi Leonard versus LeBron in the Western Conference Finals, not Lou Williams versus Alex Caruso. All right? All right, let's just be clear. Stars make this league. People want to see if Giannis is going to get to the finals and win his first. People want to see if, when the Warriors are healthy, is Steph and Klay going to get back to the promised land? Is Kevin Durant going to come back from his injury? Those are the type of storylines that pay bills. You being a 6th man, on the cusp of being a star, could have had star potential pretty much most of his career. You being in that role, you need to make sure you're doing everything in your power to protect your stars. See, guys like Lou Williams, I would never do what the Clippers did with Lou, right? You see an athlete like Lou, who's incredible, by the way. He's in year 15, year 16 in his career, still giving these young dudes buckets. I was watching Lou and the Clippers in their scrimmage. I believe they were playing the Orlando Magic first scrimmage out. Lou was tearing them boys up at 35, 36 years of age. Obviously, it's a beautiful thing to see LeBron on the court, still one of the 3 best players in the game. But damn, it's great to see Lou Williams still top 30, top 40 in the league right now, giving these dudes buckets. Was able to hold down the Clippers this entire year as Kawhi and Paul George respectively missed a lot of time. Pretty much were never healthy at the same time. Lou was the guy that was always available for that Clippers team, making big shots down the stretch, doing it off the bench. So it's a beautiful thing to see Lou still giving these young dudes buckets, but we got to be truthful and honest about Lou Williams. I would have never gave him $8 million a year if I was Steve Ballmer. And what do you mean by that? I would have made Lou Williams be a $15 million guy a year, or a $17 million guy a year, because that's what he should be making. He should be making $20 million a year for the value that he gives. I mean, hell, as of 3 years ago, J.R. Smith was making $15 million a year. We don't want to even play the game of comparing what Lou Williams brings to the table versus what J.R. Smith was bringing to the table. It ain't close. Lou Williams is the reigning 6th man of the year for a reason. What has he won that award 3 times? He's incredible. But there's a reason why Lou took an $8 million deal. There's a reason why Lou ain't never want to be a starter. Every time there was an opportunity for Lou Williams to become a star in this league, he's ran away from it. I know through some back channels, he don't want that type of pressure on him. And anybody that ever asks me in the future why Lou Williams is not an all-star in this league, because I've heard that before, and I've always disagreed with that. Like, I don't believe a 6th man can be an all-star in the league. I don't give a damn how many points he's averaging. Hence the words all-star. How the hell am I going to make him an all-star and he's not a starter on his own team? This is all the reason you need right there. You see, the pressure that comes with being an all-star in the NBA is not just putting up 20 points a game. It's when times are rough, I expect you to be a leader of your basketball team. Lou Williams leaving the bubble to go visit a deceased father figure in his life does not make him a bad leader. Lou Williams leaving the bubble and on his way to go visit said deceased friend, stopping in the strip club to get some chicken when you could curbside pick up anything. And also the fact that there is a chicken named after you, a sauce named after you, means you know the owner. Means the owner could have easily Ubered some chicken to you, probably would have driven it to your doorstep himself. The fact that Lou Williams went to a strip club, took a picture with a rapper who had the #1 record in the country as of a couple of days ago, and didn't realize how that could backfire on him, and has yet to publicly apologize to everyone for personally putting this NBA season up for grab when there's so much weighing in on this product finishing its season, meaning the future of this thing. That's why Lou Williams is not an all-star in this league. That's why Lou Williams has never taken that step. Not in his game, because the brother's game's been there for a decade now. His game has been mature. But my question is, and this is somebody that I've been able to watch in Atlanta, Georgia for years now, playing AEBL leagues, all that great stuff. Lou, the person, is probably what's lacking behind Lou, the player. All right? That's all I got, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all let me know, will Lou Williams missing 10 days, so that's about 2 or 3 games. Y'all let me know in the comment box below, will that affect the Clippers seeding? Again, I can do it both ways, baby. We can give it to you the music way, I can give it to you the sports way. We combine a little bit of both on this one. Y'all let me know. Make sure you're following me on my sports platform if you have not done so, at FERRO. It's almost time for the season to kick back up. And guess who's going to be doing highlights for every game of the remainder of the regular season and every game of the postseason? It's yours truly, Mr. Taliaferro. Make sure you follow me at Mr. Taliaferro and at FERRO. I'm out.